Join Kids Hut family. Lucky cat! If the other boys hadn't come, she would have lost the fight. She should have just run away instead of fighting with such a big dog. She was bound to lose against a dog. I don't think so, Tofu. Dogs are more powerful than cats, Tia. Maybe so. But when you have courage and fight with intelligence, you can win against anyone. The Jungle Book. Once in the heart of a thick jungle lived a little boy called Mowgli. He did not belong to the jungle, as he was a human child. Yet, he grew up with a family of wolves. His mother, Raksha, cared for him as she cared for her other pups.
Careful, Mowgli, or you'll fall off the ridge.
No, Ma, I won't. See you later. And so Mowgli took off into the jungle to find his friend and teacher Bagheera. When Mowgli had been a small baby, no more than a year old, he had been found and saved from the forest fire by Bagheera. Of course, nobody knew who Mowgli was, but they always believed he came from the man village at the outskirts of the jungle. Bagheera had handed over Mowgli to the wolves so that he could have a family to grow up with. Since then, Mowgli had learnt the ways of the jungle from his family and his friends Bagheera and Balu. He ran like them, hunted like them, climbed trees like them, and also spoke like them. Hello, Bagheera. What are you going to teach me today?
I won't be teaching you today. Today Balu has something planned for you. Let's go fishing in the river.
Hello, Balu. Let me get a stick to make a spear for fishing.
You don't need a spear to fish.
But it makes it easier.
You can't do it like that, Mowgli. That is not our way.
Then how is it that I know how to make a spear, Balu? Who taught me that? As usual, Bagheera and Balu did not have an answer to Mowgli's questions. The forest fire had started and destroyed the man village. And nobody lived there for a long time. Bagheera had tried many times to find someone to return the child to. But no one was there. When the village settled again, the men put sharp barbed wire fences and laid traps to keep the animals at bay. Although the animals couldn't understand why, all the creatures of the jungle had always maintained a safe distance from the humans. They never meant any harm to them. In any case, the fences and traps made it impossible for Bagheera to return the child back to the human world. Okay, we will do it without a spear. Let's go. The trio set off to the river bank, where Balu showed Mowgli how to catch fish without a spear. Balu would swiftly duck his head into the water and come out with fish in his mouth. Mowgli gave it several tries. Before he was successful. The day passed in the lesson and they decided to head back to the wolf pack. They had almost reached home when Bagheera alerted the other two. There was someone in the bushes ahead in the far right. Soon the others could see a pair of fierce eyes with a scar that ran across the left one, emerging from the bushes. Then the whole figure stepped ahead.
Run, Mowgli, run!
Immediately, Balu and Mowgli took off towards home, leaving Bagheera to fight the large, villainous tiger, Sherkhan. Bagheera and Sherkhan immediately leapt at each other. Sherkhan hadn't expected Bagheera to be so strong and was taken by surprise when he managed to throw Sherkhan against a large tree. The elders of Wolfpack soon joined them. Sherkhan knew he was injured and outnumbered.
You might have saved him today, but the human belongs to me. I will come back for him.
Sherkhan, what are you doing here? This is not your territory.
No territory can keep me out. And the next time I come, I will not spare anyone who stands in my way.
The jungle knew that Sher Khan's threats were not to be taken lightly, and soon worry spread in the wolf pack regarding Mowgli's stay and the pack's future. I can defend myself. I will not let any harm come to my family and friends. I know a way to put an end to this. Mowgli gathered Bagheera and Balu. I know how I came to the jungle. I have seen Sher Khan's eyes only one time before in my life. He attacked our village when I was small. To scare him, the elders used to fire. But he took me and escaped, and the whole village caught fire. When my father followed him to save me, he killed my father.
That is why the villagers have put traps and fences now.
Yes, but now we will stop Sherkhan forever. We know where he sleeps in the day, at the foot of the small mountain on the other side of the river. The bulls feed on the grassy slopes of that mountain. If we can scare them to run down the mountain, Sherkhan won't stand a chance.
That is a good plan, Mowgli.
The trio assured the others that they had found a way out of their troubles, and by tomorrow night, all will be fine. Early next morning, the three set off for the mountain. They went around it and climbed it from the other side so that no one could see them coming. Once on top of it, they could see the bulls eating the grass. Ah! The three leapt at the quiet bulls and rushed towards them, screaming so loudly that the bulls got scared and started running down the hill to escape from them. The plan was working. The whole mountainside shook and rumbled under the stamping of the bulls. This woke up Sherkhan. He saw the bulls rushing towards him. There were scores of them. Scared, he started running away from them.
He is trying to get away.
I won't let him. Mowgli took the tress and swung himself from branches of one tree to another. On the other side, Sherkhan couldn't keep ahead of the bulls. Their sharp horns poked him, and he got trampled under their feet. One would have died, but Sherkhan wasn't an ordinary tiger. He was evil, and trickery was his second nature. He latched onto the horns of one bull and tugged at him. Agitated, the bull threw him aside and over the side of the plateau. Sherkhan held to the edges of the plateau and started climbing up. He had almost made it when a small tree trunk hit him in the face. He lost his grip and fell to his death. It was Mowgli. He had reached the spot and found a small tree uprooted by the bull stampede. With his quick thinking, he had thrown Sherkhan to his end. He had saved himself and protected the entire jungle from the tyranny of this villain. Bagheera, Balu, and Mowgli returned to the wolf pack, where everyone rejoiced on hearing what had happened. So you see, Tofu, to win, you don't always have to be the strongest. If you have courage and think intelligently, you can win against anyone. Yes, Tia, now I understand what you meant. Shall we go down and play with our friends now? Yes. Tofu?
But why so? I'm just trying to get my ball out.
But see those red ants. You better be careful.
Thanks, Tia.
Sit. I'll tell you an interesting story. The Fox and the Sick Lion. Once upon a time, there lived a lion in the forest. As the lion was growing old, he was unable to hunt for his food. He thought that without food, he would die of starvation. So the lion thought of a plan. He decided to lie down in the cave and pretend that he is ill. And whosoever will come to meet him will become his prey. Being the king of the jungle, the lion announced he was sick and summoned the animals to come and hear his last will. The lion put his sinful plan to practice and it started working. Poor animals didn't know about his wicked plan and fell into his trap. Many of his well-wishers got killed. One day, a fox came to visit the sick lion. The fox was clever and discovered the trick. He stood on the outside of the cave at a respectful distance and asked,
"How are you, sir?"
I am not feeling well at all. But why don't you come inside to meet me?
"No, thank you, sir. I noticed that there are many prints of feet entering your cave, but I see no trace of any returning. Still, if I come inside, I would be a fool."
And the fox saved his life and informed other animals too. So Tofu, the moral of the story is, you should never trust a fake person. Hi Tofu, who was that?
That is Lily. She is my new friend. She has an aquarium in her house and her brother has the latest rowboats collection and I want to see it. So I told her that I love fish and she invited me home to play with her.
Since when do you like fish, Tofu?
I don't. They creep me out. I just said it to her so that she would be friends with me and let me see her brother's robot collection.
You're the donkey with the lion skin.
What kind of donkey is that, Tia?
The donkey in the lion's skin. One day, a donkey found a lion's skin. Oh, look at that! It's the lion's skin. Let me put it on. He put it on and looked at his reflection in the river. Wow! I look just like a lion. No one can say that it is me. I must take advantage of this. The donkey wore the skin and marched into the village. Obviously, seeing a lion in the village, the villagers got scared and started running helter-skelter. They left their stores and kiosks open. The women dropped baskets full of hay and fruits on the road, grabbed their children and locked themselves indoors. This is so much fun! The villagers have left their food and belongings out here in the open for me to feast on. The donkey ate as much as he wanted to. Grabbed his loot and went back into the jungle. For the next few days, he relaxed and enjoyed what he had brought from the village. When his supply ran out, wearing the lion's skin, he walked into the village once again. The villagers once again ran at the sight of the lion. And the donkey gathered his loot. This went on for many days. Every time he was successful, the donkey's confidence grew.
We must do something about this lion. What can we do? Let us follow him and see where he goes.
And so the villagers decided to follow what they thought was the lion. The donkey was particularly happy that day after plundering the village. Still wearing the lion's skin, he went straight to the wheat fields and started singing loudly. The villagers who were behind him recognized his braying.
It is not a lion. It is a donkey, braying in a lion's skin. I say we teach him a lesson.
The villagers caught hold of the donkey and beat him mercilessly. So you see, Tofu, it is not enough to pretend to be what you are. One must genuinely be what they say they are. Otherwise, their true nature will start showing and people will recognize their lie.
I agree with you, Tia. I will go and tell Lily the truth.
Wasn't last night's slumber party fun, Tofu?
Oh, I had a blast. Let's do it again.
I agree, but I noticed that you weren't being very nice to Cousin Rob. You were always with your friend Josh.
Cousin Rob started it.
Started what?
Josh is one of my best friends, and Cousin Rob told me that he didn't like Josh as much as I did.
There's nothing wrong in that, Tofu.
I don't understand. Why not?
Shall I explain it to you with a story?
Yes, I want to hear the story.
A very long time ago, there lived a mighty lion in a jungle. One day, he went to the river to drink water. But his leg got stuck in the thick, slushy mud of the riverbank. No matter how much he tried, his leg wouldn't come out. He called out for help. But alas, there was none. And so he remained stuck in the mud. After a few days, a kind jackal came to the same spot of the river to drink water. He saw the lion stuck in the mud. "Your Majesty, are you all right?"
No, Jackal. I am stuck in the mud. I cannot move. I have been here for days now.
"Give me a moment, Your Majesty. Let me see what I can do." The jackal quickly crossed over to the riverside where the lion was stuck. With his paws, he dug out the mud where the lion's leg was caught. "I think your leg should be free now. Please try and come out." The lion tried to move, but he couldn't. His leg had become stiff after being in the same position for so many days. Seeing this, the jackal made more efforts to free the lion. He pushed him and pulled him till he finally came out of the mud. The lion was very happy to be able to move freely after so many days.
Thank you, kind jackal. You have saved me.
You are welcome, Your Majesty. Now I must get back home.
Where will you go? Why don't you come and stay with me? You've saved me, and now you are my friend for life.
The jackal accepted the lion's offer, and both grew their own families. But they continued to live together and hunt together. Their children would even play together. But the lioness did not like the friendship between the jackal and the lion. And she conveyed the same to the lady jackal. The lioness told me that the lion does not want us to live here with him and his family. Hearing this, the jackal was very upset and went to see the lion. I thought we were friends. But if you did not want my family and me to live here with you, you should have told me so. Instead, you conveyed your message to me through the lioness and the lady jackal?
My friend, I don't know what you are talking about.
We are leaving.
No, my friend, don't leave me and go. I have not done anything of that sort. I want you to stay with me.
The jackal understood what had happened. I am sorry, friend. I understand your sincerity and love towards me. I think I judged you too quickly. It is not you who wants me gone, but the lioness. I shouldn't live here any longer.
No, you don't have to go. I will speak to the lioness.
No, don't worry about it. My family and I will live in another home. But you and I will still remain friends. It is best for both families. Though the lion was very sad, he agreed. And so the jackal made another home for himself and his family. But his friendship with the lion remained. They met every day, went on hunts together, and shared lives good and bad till the end of their lives.
The lioness didn't like the jackal even though the lion and he were best friends. And she knew that the jackal had saved the lion once upon a time.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, Tofu. Sometimes you may like someone very much, but your family may not feel the same way about them.
Oh, I get it now. Let's call Cousin Rob and others for one more slumber party. I promise I will behave better this time.
For your favorite rhymes, stories, and more, join Kids Hut family. Subscribe here.